Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Welcome to Cebu City and IT Park, a city within a city. Come along if you have time. We're going to take a tour walking around the various streets. It is a multi-block square area, commercial area. It's got commercial, residential, it's got condominiums, hotels, businesses. Got a Ayala Mall there. It's got lots of outside of the mall area, lots of commercial buildings, call centers, banks, restaurants, and so much more. First, I want to show you back in what it was. This used to be an airport here in Cebu City. Lahug Airport, airfield, back in 1939, just a big grassy area pretty much, 1939, before World War II. And I've lived here 10 years, and I've seen just a whole lot of changes and new buildings. Anyway, getting back to the walkthrough, yeah, there's no lack of places to eat, to drink, to relax, and yeah, coffee shops, restaurants, condominiums. I'll show you. I'll point out three different condominium projects, and I've been doing videos since 2016, over 1,500, and many of those are real estate, condominium subdivision type videos. I would walk into malls and real estate agents would grab me and say, "Come and look at my condominium." I always carried a camera with me. I would take videos, start putting them up, and there was a lot of interest. What do they look like? What do they cost? So I've got a whole long list of condominium and subdivision videos on my channel. If you haven't subscribed, if you find these kind of videos interesting, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, all help the algorithms. You can join to view some in-depth videos on a number of topics down the lower left. Over on the lower right, there's I think a super thanks button. You can donate a bit. In the first comment of most videos, there's a PayPal account. There's a buy me a coffee. Different ways to support the channel if you so desire. Anyway, yeah, this tall building off to the right, that is Calyx Condominiums, and I've done 2 or 3 different videos in there. Lots of choices for restaurants. Is that Korean? We get a lot of Koreans are the largest group of people that visit the Philippines, visit and or live here and have businesses. A lot of Korean restaurants. IT Park is a like I said, city within a city. You could just stay here and never leave, and pretty much everything you need is right here, except for the airport. That is no longer here. Pharmacies and restaurant down here at the end. I think it's Casa Verde, one of my favorite restaurants. They've got a number of them around in many of the malls and outside the mall as well, like this one. Good food and reasonably priced. This is IT Park is owned by Ayala Land, I believe, it's the Ayala group of companies, and they own the condominiums for the most part. There's Avita and Avita Riala, several different condominium towers here. They own that. Not sure about Calyx, who the actual owner is of Calyx. There's Asia Premier Condominium. I'll show you that a little bit later. A little bit older, but larger units in that particular building. But yeah, it is a 24-hour area, city within a city, and because the call centers, they're dealing with customers, clients all over the world, especially back in the USA, so completely different time zone, 12 hours, 12, 15 hours difference. This is another street. This is kind of towards the entrance, coming in from the entrance, one of many entrances. Bakery, coffee shops, fast food places. Like coming up here, there's a Starbucks coffee. You know, I remember when they first come out, Starbucks first came out, and I kind of liked their coffee. And over the course of a year or two, I decided I didn't really like my coffee beans burnt, and that's my understanding. Not sure if they still do that. Orange Brutus there, very inexpensive place to eat, not bad food. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. They've got those spread out in the bigger towns and cities, mostly cities. I've never seen one in the medium-sized towns. Jollibee, they've got places around the world, still growing in the U.S. Most of their stores are in the Philippines, kind of like a McDonald's. See the inside and outside. I was here on an early afternoon. A little bit surprised there weren't more people. Maybe they were all inside anywhere. That's Asia Premier right there. And I think all the units have balconies. They're small balconies, but they're usable. You know, you could put a small table and chair out there probably. Don't remember exactly. I've done videos. Krispy Kreme. I remember when they first came into Phoenix, Arizona, and I worked for a material handling supply company then, and I went down and bought, several dozen of the donuts for everybody at our company. There was one time a few years ago I lived in a condominium. I've lived in 6 different condominiums in different areas of Cebu City in my 10 years here, and I lived my condominium and balcony overlooked IT Park, and I'll show you that a little bit later. And I called customer service, I think probably for one of my credit cards once, and I always ask, what country are you in? Philippines, sir. What island are you on? What city are you in? Cebu City, sir. What area of Cebu City? IT Park, sir. What building, sir? And they told me. I said, I'm looking at your building, across IT Park. And yeah, everybody sees the camera. Those girls were kind of smirking or giggling about me holding my camera. I got a 360, Insta 360 X4. And sometimes I don't edit them completely. I just let people, they can turn their phone around and see all 360 views, but my software was having trouble with this one, so I edited it where I just decide, here, look what direction you're going to look at any given time. Anyway, some corporate offices here, but mostly Laylam here to the very fast-growing little fast food noodle place. Not Vietnamese, but you can get noodles with other things in it, meats and vegetables. Interesting place. Going to walk by some of the condominiums, and like I think you're already starting to realize it, it's a pretty large area, many large square blocks. Kind of in the center of the area, you've got a new Ayala Mall. Not as big as the Ayala Mall in Cebu City. Back behind me is the Ayala Mall. I'm walking out. I'm going to walk over towards the transportation hub over here. The Social IT Park used to be where the bus and jeepney station is, but they had to move. They forced them to move out of the park. They needed that area for the transportation hub. Unfortunately, because it was very popular, the Social now, they've got 2 other places. They've got in IT Park, up on the very top level of IT Park. Very nice bar, restaurant, Social. And yeah, this is the bus area, but the Social, they've also got a new one down in the Mango Square, kind of on the back side of Mango Square. Mango Avenue in the uptown area of Cebu City. And this is kind of early in the day, but you've got signs here where the different buses, the routes are. People start lining up, depending on where they want to go. I think all buses here, yeah, all buses. Jeepneys, I don't think they have a jeepney terminal in here anymore. They may get jeepneys that come and drop people off, pick people up out on the street. Not absolutely positive if they allow that anymore or not. I have friends and subscribers who take a bus from Mactan Island. They come over, they take it off, they get off at IT Park here, and then they might get another bus going to the uptown area or wherever we're going to meet at that particular time. But yeah, all these people waiting for their bus to arrive. And you know, they got people here with desks, and I thought they sold tickets, but I asked and they said, no, you buy your ticket once you get on the bus. So not sure what their purpose is, but anyway. And as we walk back across the park area, all of this is when I lived at the condo, back a couple blocks in this direction with my overlooking the park. None of this was here. It was all just grassy with trees, park type area. And yeah, they put up restaurants, they put up the transportation area, the restaurants. This is another restaurant, 2-level restaurant. Here to the right, you can see some taller Avita condos there, center right, and we'll get a little closer look at those. I think those are about probably 12 years old, something like that. And we'll look at the newer Avita Riala a little later in this video. But yeah, later in the afternoon, late afternoon, evening, you'll get a lot of people either going over here to Sugbo Marcato, which will get very busy. And I think they're still open just 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Maybe they've extended their days. I'm not sure. They open about 6 in the afternoon till midnight, a little bit later if they're real busy. We'll take a quick step inside, take a look. These sidewalks are a little bit of an obstacle course, unfortunately. But yeah, they're not open, but I'm going in the exit. And it doesn't cost. They've got dozens and dozens and dozens of food vendors in here, different types of things, Filipino and Japanese and pizza and Indian, and and there's a couple places that sell beer as well. Not many, but there are a couple people that do that. And then coming out here, these are the, I think, about 12-year-old Avita condominium towers, owned by Ayala Group. And there's a big pool right in the center there. I've done, gosh, I think probably 5 different videos in there in different condominiums. I've had friends stay there. I've been in there with real estate agents. Barber shop. Cleo's Barber Shop on the left there. And yeah, on the right is Sugbo, what they call Sugbo Marcato. It's all these vendors in there. They had a Sugbo Marcato like this near just a couple, well, but one long block from Ayala Mall in Cebu City for about a year. But apparently they just didn't get the number of customers they were hoping for. And they shut down. Anyway, you can tell it's the dry season. All what would normally be green grass is all brown. Got a bar up here called the Pipeline. And a couple years ago, they used to be open 24 hours a day. For those who need to partake any hour of the day. Now I don't remember what the guy told me. They opened about early afternoon, I think. Not absolutely positive, but hours can change. All these businesses, I hate putting hours and rates up because things can change over time. and you can watch this video in 6 months and completely different. There is an interesting place up here. They built it. In fact, I took videos called the Pyramid, and my balcony overlooked IT Park, and I did, I think, 7 or 8, 9 videos of called Filipinos Building a Pyramid, a restaurant, and Korean owner, I think, and I watched it go up, and as it was getting close to being finished, and the outside being finished. That building right there, center right, is the Lagoria Flats 1. I lived there for 17 months. My balcony overlooked this area. I did videos of them building this whole area up over that 17 months. And yeah, now it's been closed down. It's been closed, it's been opened, it's been closed, it's been opened. I was in there, I don't know, a year or so ago, and it looked like it had been abandoned, and contractors in there said, "Oh no, we're opening up," or "We're open, come on in." It looked like a mess, but you can see it just has a bad appearance, and that's what I thought as they were putting this, I don't know, these outer sheets, not plywoods, might be some concrete type board or something, but it just didn't, the coating they were putting, the primer and the finishing, just did not look quality to me. And yeah, they would light it up, and it looked pretty cool at night. They had holes in the sides that the light would come through, different colors, I think, if I remember right. And yeah, walking over towards Ayala Mall, in the middle of IT Park, and they've got a lot of, they got all the stores you would expect in a mall, department store, Metro, big grocery store, I think, in the basement level, and restaurants, gadget stores, all that type of thing. We'll walk around kind of the outside area, and you'll see, in fact, the mall, if you're in any of those floors, I think it's 5 floors, and if you walk around, you go around in a big circle, you'll end up right back where you started from, kind of like SM Seaside Mall out on the south end of Cebu City. Should almost always be easy to catch a taxi up in this area. Lots of taxis, lots of people coming and going, or a grab car. During rush hour, and if it's raining, there could be a higher demand. Take a little longer, stand in line waiting for your rides, but you can always take the bus too. Phat Pho, Vietnamese food there. I've eaten there a couple times over the years. Kind of interesting. I spent 10 days in Vietnam. Took a trip there a few years ago. Interesting food. Meat Together. They've got a place in SM Mall, I think, also in Cebu City. And I thought that was going to be a lot of meats and steaks, but it's they've got these vents that hang down. It's kind of like you grill your meat and your veggies right at your table. They got a little area where you grill it, and so it's more Korean style. I think they call that Korean barbecue, I think. Rico's Lechon. Lechon, of course, is your pig, and very popular here in the Philippines. I know every time there's somebody's big birthday party or something, somebody orders the lechon in. A couple times it's been pretty good, and other times it's been undercooked. Even the Filipinos have said, if there's a holiday or something, a big demand for lechons, I think the people that cook those type of things, they take a lot more orders than they can do. So instead of cooking it, I don't know, what does it usually take, 5-6 hours? Instead of, maybe they only cook them 3 or 4 hours because they've got such a big demand and not properly cooked. And yeah, even the Filipino family was at one birthday party or something, were complaining. Burger joint. They've got at least 3 or more places in town. Pretty good burger. in my opinion, and they will deliver also. Use there's a number of different delivery services you can order. Yeah, going back out here over. There are usually taxis available waiting, as well as hobble drivers. These guys are motorbike taxis, and there are apps. These guys are independents pretty much. There are apps. There's Maxim. There's, I think there's Grab. There's Anchus and Maxim. Joyride. But I very seldom see Joyride anymore. I've talked to some guys and they said, yeah, they're still here, but the other places pay better, have a better app or something like that, and don't see Joyride out very often. But you can order them. I think Maxim, just like Grab, has cars now. Grab does food delivery as well as yeah, they'll deliver parcels for you. They've got cars as well, I think. And here's one of my favorite places, Buffalo Brad's. They've got a small place down on Mango Square. And I like to go in there and get a burger and a cold beer. And that's what I did. I've been walking around quite a bit today. And I was thirsty and hungry. Walking kind of back out here, we're going to see those tall condo buildings down there on the left center. The very left, I think that's a hotel. Center there, tall ones. That is, as we get closer, that is Avita Riala. I think they've got 4 towers. They're building 5 towers. 4 towers are occupied now. And the one on the right, that is 38th Park Avenue. Higher end, a little more expensive condominium. I did a video in their showroom when they were in construction. I need to get back over there and do another video. I think they've got a roof deck there now, and a number of other things going on now that they have they completely finished construction or not? Not absolutely sure, but I know that many floors are occupied already. Now, a quick comparison with Cebu Business Park, which is where the big Ayala Mall is, and it's kind of like a big business park, commercial center like this is too. Several condominiums and commercial buildings and their big mall. Your Solana condos across the street from Ayala, Alcove's condo, Park Point condos. They're all generally larger units than what you will find over here in Avita Riala and Avita. But these smaller units over here will cost a little bit less. For instance, maybe a studio at 22 square meters versus 28 square meters over in Solana, something like that. So you paying per square meter, you might find a condo over here, studio, for 15 to 20,000 pesos per month, where many of them are listed, some are negotiable, are listed at 25,000 over in Cebu Business Park, over by the Ayala Mall. So a little bit of difference, a little bit different type area. And you've got a bar down in here, new one that I had heard about it, but I wasn't sure where it was. I think that place there, forget what the name was. I think a little bit higher end dining area there. I saw a Subway right here. Subway. I didn't know we had Subways here. A lot of places that are available, American franchises available in Manila, are not here yet, but Subway has found its way down here. There was a bar down in this area, forget the name, but I think it opens afternoon sometime. It might be later afternoon, not absolutely sure. Anyway, this is the end of our tour. I could have walked around another hour, taken more video, but gives you a little bit of an idea what's going on. I'll put a little bit of a map information up here. So jumping over to Google Maps, a couple of ways you can look at this. They've got Google Earth Pro. You can download on your computer, laptop, or phone, and this is Google Maps, a little bit different. And it says down here map data 2025, but that's not actually accurate, because some of the, when I go over here to the actual satellite view, they still don't have all the buildings located. But anyway, I will zoom out and show you kind of the location. But anyway, Cebu, Governor M. Cuenco Avenue, along here, and Salinas Avenue, and IT Park is kind of all of this area, kind of in the shaded area here. Goes down here, and maybe even a little bit larger than that. I think it also includes this area over here. And we'll zoom out of here a little bit, show you what's in the area. Marco Polo up here on the hill, Country Gaisano Mall, Ayala Mall here. You got SM Mall down here with Radisson Blue. So yeah, not Cebu City is a small, big city, and you can get almost any place within 30 minutes or so. And of course, you've got three different bridges: the old two-lane bridge, the four-lane bridge, and the last toll bridge down here in the south of Cebu, going over to Mactan Island, and the international airport over here on Mactan. So that's it for now. Lots of changes since 1939, of course. And boy, in the 10 years I've been here, I've seen so many changes, and gosh, a dozen new condominiums, something like that, going up, plus dozens of commercial buildings in different areas as well. In the South Road Properties, big mall that opened up down there, plus so many other things that are opening up, transforming the South Road Properties, the North Reclamation area in Cebu City. Many changes going on there with a big Mandani Bay development going in there with residential condominiums as well as business and commercial buildings. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.